bars, not again there. Just 3 bars before 2. It was great till then, Dan, but you're still trying to do it. Just do it. You have this. You can do this. You did. Remember how we play an esco? Come on. We're going to play an esco for you, too. So, once again, 3 before 2. Come on, Dan. Fortissimo. Yeah. Oh, it's pretty good, though. Want another try at it? Sure. Go ahead. It's okay.
I'm out. I cannot. Sorry.
You want to play an esco instead?
That would be better. I'm absolutely out.
Okay. Okay, well, Hindemith is a very, very difficult piece for the piano, for the trumpet too. You see, I'm now 65 when this YouTube starts to get more circulated, and you get older, your lungs get smaller, so you have to breathe more often. To keep the intensity of the air and the airflow up, you have to breathe more often. I was watching an SR-71, the supersonic airplane that flew with Mach 3, built in 1962 for the Americans. And even though it was the fastest airplane in the world to fly around the world, it had to be a bomber that was there to tank it, to put extra petroleum in the plane 5 times because it went so fast it burned so much fuel. I mean, old technology. Well, I guess I'm old technology. I'm old hat. But you know, there are some really great places. And the last time we did this, you sounded great. That's why I thought that we could grab this. But you've been doing all kinds of other things in the meantime. That was a month ago, huh? That you looked at this last, yeah. Okay, well, I always do things spontaneously and I forget that everybody else has their world to live through. And Danny's teaching a lot and he's playing with his wife or his future wife, Milena, cello, doing a lot of kinds of things and whatever. So he's busy with singers, he's accompanying all kinds of people. So it's not just that he's working with me. We can do an esco. You know, this is a very incredibly good piece, and I have recorded this. The last time I recorded this was in 1985 in the Meistersingerhalle, and we talked about this yesterday. Michael Schluter played the Bösendorfer Imperial, and that's just another story. Bösendorfer Imperial is an extra octave at the bottom in one of the best resonating halls in Germany, and that was the old conservatory in the Meistersinger Conservatory in Nuremberg. Now it's a university. But I'm looking forward to do this at my final concert here in Wuerzburg on the 15th of October, and we'll then prepare for that a little in advance. But we did prepare an esco Sunday just passed, right? So let's have a look at that. I need to be fair to Dan, because preparation is everything. I mean, these pieces are not like I'm going to play a jazz standard and you know, everybody knows back home in Indiana and that's it. Classical music is not robot music. It has a completely different, the Germans say Anspruch. The requirements to playing good classical music are enormous. And I'm going to change instruments here and go to a B-flat trumpet piston valve. There's another instrument that was given to me by Zigmant Kanstul from California in Frankfurt in 1997. I rebuilt the horn, put the plates in, they're copper, 24 karat gold, heavy mouthpiece, receiver, and whatever, my own mouthpiece. This mouthpiece does not only fit outside tight, it fits inside exactly up against the lead pipe. That's why these mouthpieces are made in Germany, not in California. They're still available, but they come in different sizes, sometimes not only heavy, but also middleweight and lightweight. Here's a lightweight mouthpiece. You can see that it's quite a different story here. And it's the intensity of the sound, because there's less dissipation here of the energy, gets to the bell and there's much more intensity coming out the front. That's the short story of what a heavy mouthpiece is about. It's not about making the instrument heavy. Heavy is a relative thing. If I could make these mouthpieces out of titanium, like they made the SR-71 supersonic Mach 3 airplane back in 1962, then I would, but it would have to then be hollow. It's not about the weight, even though it is a very heavy trumpet, it's perfectly balanced. And But what I want is a darkness of sound. Everything that we're playing today, I've recorded different constellations, and anyone that writes to me can have a free CD. I don't mean send me this and whatever. Free CD. And it's broad spectrum. There's jazz, there's a band, there's some of it is old German brass, sometimes it's old Russian brass when I'm playing with the people from the Russian Philharmonic or Leningrad Philharmonic. There's pieces on it from Munich brass. My Munich brass is Munich. There's pieces on it from with band accompaniment, with orchestral accompaniment, Prague Orchestra, things recorded in sometimes in the Ukraine, sometimes in Poland, sometimes in Bulgaria. A lot of it, most of it in Germany because the technology here is higher. But sometimes even took my own recording studio. Colleague from Leonberg by Stuttgart to Prague just to record the Haydn and Hummel concerto, and later with the I Virtuosi di Praga Chamber Orchestra in Munich at the Bavarian Radio, Tartini and Albinoni, and so with my European Baroque ensemble playing modern instruments. But to make a long story short, this trumpet is the trumpet that keeps coming back. I actually sold this trumpet. It was given to me. And I needed some money, and I sold it to a trumpet player, a hobby trumpet player in New Jersey, Mike Myers. Hi, Mike. A very, very nice guy, a friend of mine. Actually, he had ordered some books of mine from, he got this series that I did from MMO, Music Minus One in New York, where I played all kinds of things at night at the opera and whatever. And you can even see the trumpet there that's on the front of it. That's the trumpet right in the front of the picture there. And anyway, Mike wanted the trumpet. He invited me over to visit him. I went over with my son. We went to the Philadelphia Orchestra, went to Chicago, the New York Philharmonic. I heard Phil Smith playing the Haydn Concerto in Avery Fisher Hall with the New York Philharmonic. The last performance of the solo clarinetist that played what was it? I think it was Benny Goodman's, the solo that Benny Goodman played. I think it was from Aaron Copland, the clarinet concerto. In any event, to make a long story short, this instrument he wanted, and he bought it from me. I gave it for $2,000. It's actually a $6,000 instrument. Gold plating alone is 2,500 euro, which is about 3,000 bucks, American money, back then. But here's the thing. Mike is such a great guy. He didn't have the money, so he gave me an old Benj and an old Bach, and I refurbished them and sold them for the difference in the price. And thank you very much, Mike. I needed the money, actually, at the time. I got involved with some stupid women. My problem in my life, mostly getting involved with women that I shouldn't have gotten involved with. That cost me a lot of money and energy and time, and yeah, time is everything. But to make a long story short, what happened is that Mike wanted this trumpet. So when I was in New Jersey visiting him, and we were in Philadelphia, we actually saw the Phillies play against the Yankees too. He took me to a baseball game, my son too. Fantastic, I love baseball. He said, well, how much you want for that trumpet? And I said, well, it's cost $6,000. He said, well, I don't have that money, and my wife would beat me with a stick if I did that. I've already got other instruments. I said, what other instruments do you have? He said, a Benj and a Bach. I said, okay, I'll take the Benj and the Bach. They're old, they're beat up. I can have them refurbished, and I'll give you this trumpet for $2,000 in cash so I can pay my trip. So I did, and he took the trumpet, and then he had it for about 5 or 6 years. And then he came to our concert in Miami in 2019, and he brought me this trumpet. And I said to him, hey man, what's the matter with the trumpet? He said, nothing. I just want to give it back to you. I said, oh, don't you like it anymore? Said, no, I love the trumpet, but I'm not playing anymore. I've got all kinds of other things to do. I got my own computer firm, and it's really, you know, I'm working for the Veterans Association with locating people when they get lost with Parkinson's and with all kinds of, you know, demence and whatever, and I'm busy. I don't have time. You should have this trumpet back. I said, well, what do you want for it? He said, no, I want to give it back to you. I said, what? Should I make you another trumpet? No, I've got some old beat-up trumpets, and when I want to play, I'll play. But I want to give you this trumpet back. So this is the trumpet that keeps on coming back. He gave me this trumpet. And I want to dedicate this Enesco to Mike Myers for his generosity to give this trumpet back that I sold to him. And he brought to me in Miami when I did a concert and a lecture at the International Trumpet Guild conference last year. Probably, well, this year was canceled. Maybe next year will happen again. I don't know. But in any event, Danny was with me there. Remember Danny? He invited us out to dinner afterwards too. What a great guy. In any event, we're going to do Enesco Legend.